Well, hey everyone, I'm Courtney Graham, and so excited to introduce one of my friends here. This is Barbara Scalera, and she is the VP of Mortgage Lending at Guaranteed Rate. So excited to have a conversation with her today and have an opportunity for her to share a little bit of her story. First, I think it's always fascinating to find out how people find the mortgage industry, how they get into the mortgage industry, and then we'll ask you kind of one more question about this new women's committee that's starting with the MBA New Jersey. So kind of without further ado, I'd love to just hop right into it. So Barb, I'd love to hear first, thank you, for joining us today. But then I'd also love to hear how did you get into the mortgage industry?
Well, thank you, Courtney, and I'm honored to be interviewed, and I'm very excited to be part of the New Jersey Mortgage Bankers Women's Committee. It's been a long time coming, and I know it's reinvented, and I'm excited to be here. And it's interesting. I've been in the business 30 years. I wasn't planning on being in the mortgage industry. It just kind of landed in my lap. And I think
a lot of us have those stories.
Yeah. It's not like you go to college to be a mortgage banker. So I actually grew up in Massachusetts, and at the age of 17, graduated high school and just wanted to be on my own. So I picked a college, probably the farthest away from home, which was Centenary University. And I went to college for a Bachelor of Science in Equine Studies. So I went from becoming an equestrian to becoming a mortgage loan officer. And how that happened was after I finished school, I had this great job on this beautiful horse farm, and everything was really nice. But I think I realized at age 23 that there was more to life than just mucking horse stalls and buffing boots and, grooming horses. So I got a kind of a lousy entry-level job, and it was enough to pay the bills, but it came with a 1-week paid vacation. And of course I had no money to go on vacation. So I got a second job, and the second job was a waitressing job. And I waited on a gentleman who had his own mortgage branch, and he took me under his wing, and I became the in-house loan officer. And I learned how to do things in the mortgage industry, and I learned how not to do things in the mortgage industry. So at the ripe age of 23, I realized that I was in the wrong place, but I liked the business. So I accepted a job at Champion Mortgage, and I worked for Joe Goriev and his family for 15 years. And it was a wonderful run. I did everything from originating to training to recruiting, and then back to originating. And it was a wonderful run. And I just learned what family values were all about. We based everything on integrity, respect, and commitment. And for any of my champion people out there, you know what I'm talking about, the basic principles, the core values. And that's how I raised my family also. So we live and dream by those values. And I can't be thankful enough to the Goriev family for instilling all that on me and now in my family. So
yeah.
And then I stayed home for 6 years, Courtney, with 2 kids, and did the whole mom thing, the PTO and the parent at the field trips and, all the class trips. I did all that. And then there was more to go back to work, and I got a job at a regional lender back in the mortgage industry. However, on the flip side, in the licensing and compliance, when NMLS was first born, and I knew nothing about it, and neither did anybody else at the whole company that I worked at. And I had to learn it from scratch, and I had a great mentor, Jan Sofield. If you're out there, you were wonderful to me, answering all my questions. And I learned all about the NMLS and licensing and compliance, and just had quite the run with that. And after 9 years of being on that side, I decided I wanted to be at a bigger national company. And that's how I landed at Guaranteed Rate. And I've been here since April of 2019. And came on as a recruiter and sold the job to myself. So here I am back in the sales capacity. And
you must be a really good recruiter then, you know?
Well, I have a lot of people following me all the time. I always have people asking me about getting licensed. And, you know, if I was a really good recruiter, I would have stayed recruiting. But I have to say, I really enjoy helping the borrowers and working with the realtors and the financial planners. And I have a wonderful regional manager, Joe Michella, if you're listening. You're my rock. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And all that you do for me. So it's 1 year back in the sales force. And now here I am in the New Jersey Women's Bankers Committee and enjoying it and thriving and just taking on what I can and providing as much as I can from my experience to people coming in the industry.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like you've had quite the career in the mortgage industry, super well-rounded, and it sounds like you're back doing something that you're super passionate about, which is the best place for someone to be. So congrats.
Thank you.
That's
very
awesome.
much so. It's and I'm real happy to be where I am right now. You know, I'm not a young spring chicken, but I have a lot of energy and a lot of passion, and I'm willing to share what I can and help as many people as possible. So I always say, I'm here to help. I'm here to help.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Barb, you mentioned a little bit about the MBA New Jersey Women's Committee. So would love to hear, you know, it's kind of being reinvented right now. There's being a resurgence of it. And, you know, you're a part of kind of a founding committee member of kind of this new committee. I would love to hear why it's important for you to be a part of this group.
Well, it's interesting. This committee, when it was first being discussed, I got a kind of a LinkedIn tap from Andrew Berman, and he said, "Oh, you should speak with Laura Brandao. She's working on, you know, putting this group together, and I think you'd be a great fit." And I had to say, "Really, me?" Like, I don't know. I was kind of flattered, but then I was also like, what's it going to take? Am I going to take on more than I can chew, you know? And you start questioning, can you do it? Can you do it? And I question myself every day when I get up. Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I get through the day? And you know what? Whether I'm struggling trying to build a pipeline originating, or I'm trying to put myself forward with being on a committee like this, yes, I can do it. Why not me? And why not you?
Absolutely.
You know, why not you and you and you and you? I feel like Oprah, like everybody should be, everybody should have this empowerment and feel instilled to share and give and promote each other, especially nothing like sexist, like men against women, but like we are a force to be reckoned with, and we should be gathering together and be a stronger connection together and build each other up. And
absolutely,
that's the way I feel. And when I first talked to Laura, I still have never met her personally, but I feel like I have, because we have such a connection in a similar personality with so much passion and so much energy and so much that we want to do that it feels like the sky is the limit, and there is no limit. You know, it's like someone said to me one time, "Oh, don't you think that those boots are a little over the top?" And I'm like, no, there is no top. You know, there is no end. So
there is no top.
Yeah, there is no top. So for me to share my experience and, you know, give back to those that are interested in being in the industry and be in our committee and what we're all about, it's building confidence and empowering women while we're achieving our goals and being there and helping people through and going back to those core values that I spoke about earlier about integrity, respect, and commitment, and really bringing it full 360, because I got about another 10 years of, you know, working and 10 and out. And in those 10 years, yeah, why not? Why not be on a committee like this and share and be part of the legacy for the next generation coming into this business who probably didn't go to college to be in the mortgage lending industry, you know, like Yeah, I mean, my daughter's going to art school, and I keep saying, "Don't you want to get in the mortgage business?" I'm like, it's just funny. You just never know what it's going to do, and it's been very lucrative, and it's been very exciting, and I've had so much opportunity to share what I'm about and what I have to give back, and I put a lot in every day, and want to give it back. So I'm happy to be part of the committee, and I'm honored. And for those of you out there listening, join us. We're gonna be the more the merrier, and it's like a magnetic force that we want to bring people in and have people want to be part of the industry, and as a woman, as a successful career. So why not?
Yeah, I completely agree. And I love what you mentioned, which I think is so many of us have the same thoughts in our head. It's when, Andrew, you said Andrew Berman reached out to you and you're like, well, why me? I don't know if I can do this. Like, I think so many of us have similar thoughts, and it's like, yes, me, I could totally do this. Like, and so I think the more that we can be a part of helping to diminish those like small voices in our head and help give each other strength and confidence, like that is quite a legacy that we could leave.
Yes, it's that inner critic that says, are you sure? You really think you can do this? I'm like, yeah, why not?
So, and I love what you said, Oprah, you,
everyone. And you, everybody join us. So everybody get ready for our I hope we can mention this, but we're having an launch inaugural event in October at the MBA convention. I'm so excited about that. I have visions in my head what it's going to look like. I can't wait. Happy to be involved. Yeah,
it'll feel really great. Well, Barb, thanks so much. It was great catching up with you today, and I loved hearing a little bit about your story and why this women's committee. And like you said, yes, amazing opportunity for every woman in the mortgage, real estate, finance industry. We'd love to have you be a part of this group. So thanks, Barb. Really appreciate your time today, and look forward to catching up with you later.
Thanks, Courtney. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon, okay? All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.